Good morning, my friends. So, welcome to Seeds of Wisdom. If you're new here, this is just a little mini series vlog that I do. It's inspired by a Facebook post I actually made on my 41st birthday, where I sat down to write out some things that I had learned over the years of my life that I really felt like I should share. So, this is number 4. And it is a pretty strong opinion that I have, but maybe I can get your wheels spinning and plant some seeds for you about this too. But maple syrup is really the best coffee sweetener. I've been a coffee drinker, I would say most of my adult life. And I worked a job, my first career actually was in property management. And the first property that I ever worked at was a really small property, didn't have a lot of money, and we had coffee in the office, but there was never any room in the budget to buy things like cream and sugar. So it was like instant coffee even, which was pretty gross. But I drank black coffee for a long time. And it was really out of necessity because it was what I had. And I guess in hindsight, I could have brought my own cream and sugar from my house to put in it, but I don't know. Anyway, so I drank black coffee for a long time. And I remember doing that. Even when I had cream and sugar available, I was just kind of like, ew, it's gross. I don't want it. And then something shifted. And honestly, I don't recall what it was. Maybe I just... I don't know. But at any rate, now I'm happy to tell you that I love to drink coffee with milk, real milk, and maple syrup. So my husband actually prefers sugar. That's fine. But a long time ago, I guess it's been about, 2 years ago now, I tried maple syrup. A friend actually recommended it to me, and I was blown away. So, it is how I make my coffee now. And I use real milk, as you can see, and maple syrup. Pure maple syrup. Ours is actually organic. The maple syrup dissolves really well in the coffee, so I just pour in a little bit. I don't really measure. Just a couple things. So sugar has a higher glycemic index than maple syrup does. So maple syrup is actually better for you as far as and what it's going to do to your blood sugar. So if that matters to you, you might want to consider less is more. So you can actually use less maple syrup than you would sugar to get the same sweetness effect. One other little tip, since we're talking about coffee, is I have heard, and it actually makes sense to me, so I can't tell you firsthand that I've experienced the symptoms that I'm going to tell you, but coffee on an empty stomach is probably not the wisest thing to do for a couple reasons. If you drink coffee on an empty stomach, it can spike your blood sugar, which can lead to some metabolic issues. So there's a lot of people in the metabolic health community that will say that you shouldn't drink it on an empty stomach because it can do damage to your metabolism and cause problems like Hashimoto's disease, I have heard, have even been linked to coffee on an empty stomach. Coffee is really acidic, so it can create ulcers in your stomach. Just something to consider. I try to eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up every day because that's something else I do to help my metabolism. But if for whatever reason I can't, if I'm, into reading my Bible and I want to get a couple more chapters in, and I'm not quite ready to get up and make my breakfast, I might eat a handful of blueberries and a slice of cheese or something just to get some protein in my stomach, just stuff to line it before I put the coffee in. Good morning. So yeah, that's it. One more thing to add. Not all maple syrup is made equally. So I'm not talking about pancake syrup, okay? So not pancake syrup. That is going to be comprised of probably a lot of high fructose corn syrup or other corn syrups or things that we would really avoid in our home. So you want to seek out pure maple syrup. that obviously comes from a maple tree. It is more expensive, and the reason for that is because you can only source maple syrup a few months out of the year, and you literally have to put a tap on a tree to get the syrup to come out. So there's a really extensive process with that. But when I look at the ingredients here, this is just pure organic maple syrup. So we get ours at Costco, best value there. You can find it other places too. But you can use it in tea to sweeten your tea as well. I actually do that a lot. But it's the only sweetener I go to, and it's my favorite. So it's kind of stinks when I go out and I want to get coffee somewhere else and I don't have my syrup with me, because it's not something that you just see readily out on the table to sweeten with. So if I have to, I will use sugar, but I prefer organic cane sugar. If you catch me drinking coffee at my house, it's likely always going to be out of a mug like this, because I cannot stand for my coffee to get cold. And I'm sure anybody else that maybe stays home, or maybe you don't stay home and you notice this, but it gets cold really fast. And we don't have a microwave. That's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, something that I should probably add to my list if I expand upon these 41 bits. Back in the day, I could have put it in the microwave and heated it up, but we don't have that option anymore. So, and I'm thankful for that. There's a reason we don't have one. So I like to keep it in a mug like this, so that it stays nice and hot for many hours. So I hope this is helpful to you. And until next time, God bless you and have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching.